Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to another video here today. We have another Tabletop gameplay. If you guys are new here, my name is Win, also known as Roy Illis. We do a lot of Pokemon TCG content here on the channel. We have videos like this, which is Tabletop gameplay. I do deck guides, Pokemon TCG live gameplay of different decks, vlogs whenever I go to like cups, challenges, or even like regionals, local tournaments, all that good stuff. So definitely subscribe if you do enjoy the Pokemon TCG. Anyways, let's get back to the game. I'm on the left side. We are playing Alakazam, my literally favorite new deck for Mega Evolution. And my opponent to the right is playing Gholdengo Solrock. And he did start off with Precious Charlie, which he's going to get out as much basic Pokemon as he wants, as long as he has the bench space for it. And it looks like he's getting 2 gimmies, 1 Genesect, probably going to be a Solrock, and maybe another Gimmighoul. And I'm right here, I'm just adjusting the GoPro because it's a little off-sided, and now we're finally kind of in the middle, I would say. But anyways, my opponent's looking through his deck. And like I said earlier, I love this Alakazam deck. It loses straight up to Marnie Grimmsnarl, but we just dodged those, am I right, guys? And we were just talking here. He's looking, he's shuffling because he's only going to get 4 Pokemon from his bench because he prize both Solrock, which is I think is a pretty good attacker against my any single prize deck, right? So that way he doesn't have to summon Gholdengo and leave a 2 prizer out. But now he's stuck with having to attack with Gholdengo EX. Right here he's using Genesect EX's ability, which lets you get 2 Meta Evolution Pokemon and add it to your hand once per turn. So he decided to get the 2 Gholdengo to thin out his deck, and also he can just evolve next turn. And let's see what he does here. Most likely he's going to attach and pass unless he has like another Pokemon he can put down. Yeah, so there's the attachment. And he passes. There's the Abra coming down that I had in my hand already. And the Buddy Poffin. As I deck check here, I believe my hand, the only supporter I had was Hilda. And I'm checking because we prize our enriching energy, which is a huge part of this deck where you get to attach the enriching energy, which is an A-spec, and you draw 4 whenever you attach it. You would want to attach it to a Dundunsparce, so that way when you use the Dundunsparce ability, you put everything back into the deck, so you can reuse that enriching energy. But we don't have that, so my hand's dead. So I'm trying to establish a pretty decent board here, I would say. I nest ball for the Togepi, because why not, in case he attacks me with Solrock. If he does get it from the prize, of course. But it's not bad to bring out this Togepi, just so that way, let's say we land heads once, we will be so ahead. We can just like land heads twice and just knock out 2 Dangles and we win already. But I'm using the Artisan here, which, don't remember what I got. It's either going to be another Abra or the Dunsparce, I mean, sorry. I get the 2 mixed up. But it's probably better to get a Abra here, just because most likely he's going to knock out one of my Abra, so I might as well have a 3rd Abra. That way next turn I have 2 to work with and not just 1. I believe in my hand I had a Shaman, a Alakazam, and now and the Hilda, which I'm thinking here if I should use it or not, but I'm like, I might as well use it because in case I draw into like a Hilda next turn, I'd rather use a different supporter. And using the Hilda guarantees me like the Dunsparce or the Abra, or Kadabra, I mean, and getting the energy also thins out my deck. I wish we had the enrichment energy. If we had the enrichment energy, we could draw so much more this turn and potentially have more cards in our hand for the following turn. But I am going to attach to the bench, it seems like. 1 to the bench and just pass my turn. For the Alakazam deck, if I had enriching energy, it's always good to have energy loaded up on board, so that way there will be a turn where you don't have to attach to attack since you already have the second energy loaded. That way you use your enriching energy to draw some more cards. Just a little tip. But back to my opponent, he retreated the Lunatone into Gholdengo, draw 2 with the ability since it's in the active. He puts the air balloon tried to retreat, but I was like, you already retreat your Lunatone. So I was like, it's okay. You're welcome to take back your air balloon since when you're playing real fast, sometimes you get forget and it's just a regular local night. So no big deal at all. But it said, nah, I already put it down. It is what it is. And I'm like, okay, cool. By the way, shout out to my opponent. His name is Shane. He watches the channel. So very cool dude. Very nice player. Very good game that we have here, to be honest. So that's why I'm putting this up on the channel. Crazy close game. But he's using Earthen Vessel, so he discards... I think he discarded the Fighting Energy. He discarded Fighting Energy to probably get one metal at least and another Fighting. The metal is just for Gholdengo to attack here. And I believe he draw with all his Gholdengo already. I could be wrong. But I know for sure he drew 2 in the active. I don't know if he drew the bench, which I'm pretty sure it did. It's a little tilted. He attached for the turn. All right. He decides to boss up my Abra with the energy, which probably is a slight misplay by me. By attaching the energy, since my enrichment energy is prized, so it doesn't even matter. As long as I have the energy, because Alakazam only needs 1 energy to attack. Now I have to dig for energy, rare candy, a bunch of stuff. So right now I'm debating if I should Artisan or Great Ball first. I'm going to use Great Ball first, since there will be more Pokemon that I will see. And then I will Artisan for whatever that I don't see. Whatever else I am missing. It looks like my hand has 2 Kadabras and 1 Dundunsparce. And I'm debating on which one. Kadabra gets me plus 2 cards, while the Dundunsparce gets me plus 3. So I really want to just like rare candy, since I have the Alakazam already in my hand. I really wanted to dig for that rare candy, so I chose the Dundunsparce, which you'll see soon why I think it might be a misplay. Not a misplay, but like not the most optimal play. And then now I'm Artisaning to thin out my deck, because like I said, we want to hit the rare candy so bad. So I'm checking my deck. I'm pretty sure I was just counting how many rare candies I have, and I have all 3 rare candies. So we Artisan for the Abra, since one of our Abras got knocked out. And now we are most likely going to evolve the active one here. And then we draw 3. Sacred Ash, Hilda, and a Buddy Poffin. Nothing we really need. Unfortunate. So now I'm shuffling. When I'm shuffling, I'm really thinking about my gameplay. Like, what am I going to do here? I really need this rare candy. So the thing is, when I got the Dundunsparce, right, I'm playing very greedy. I want to get the rare candy. But realistically, I should have just got the Kadabra. So that way I can evolve multiple, or at least both of my Abra. So next turn, I don't have to wait for the rare candy, which is definitely a misplay by me. Now I'm deciding what I should bring up to the active, which will be just one of the Abras here. So I'm going to Buddy Poffin for the Dundunsparce. Again, always have the Dundunsparce ready for the following turn so that we can draw more cards. Usually Gholdengo don't really run Iono. If they do, it might just be 1, so we can just keep loading up our hands. So eventually we will one-shot them. And then I'm deciding to shuffle here because I want to use the Great Ball before I Hilda, in case I get a Pokemon I want. So that way I can use the Hilda for something else, right? So Great Ball, look at the top 7 cards of your deck and choose 1 Pokemon to add to your hand. Any Pokemon, doesn't matter. If it's a first evolution, second stage, basic, all that. So I believe I'm getting the Dundunsparce ready for next turn, and I'm going to use the Hilda to get the Kadabra to evolve 1, and an energy to thin out. So me whiffing the rare candy is pretty unfortunate, but like I said, I was being really greedy. I'm going up against a 2-prizer deck. I should have just played it slow and just evolve into 2 Kadabras, so that way I don't have to force the rare candy per turn. Now I attach, and I believe I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna attack, which you have to switch one of the Abra to the bench and move one of the Pokemon from the bench to active. So I'm deciding to give up my Togepi because I want all my Abras, all my Kadabras, so that way I can draw and just start attacking next turn, hopefully. Now it's back to my opponent's turn. He's using Fighting Gong, which is a new card for Mega Evolution that lets you search for either a fighting Pokemon or a fighting energy. And it seems like he's deciding to do the fighting energy here. And he doesn't even need that much energy. He's using another Fighting Gong, which I'm pretty sure he's just going to search out another energy since it's Solrock its prize. And we know he hasn't put a Solrock down from the start of this turn, which means the 2 Solrock is still somewhere in his prizes. So we aren't too worried about that. He can't draw more. He doesn't have a 1 prize attacker, so we will have a chance to swing at a 2 prizer. And I'm not sure if he drew with all his... He hasn't drawn. It's just the start of his turn. So he's drawing with the active now. 2 cards in the active. He does have the air balloon active on the Dango on the front, so now he can just bring it back to draw even more cards. And I'm pretty sure right here he's just trying to dig for boss to knock out my Kadabra, so that way forces me to find a rare candy. Like I said earlier, I was playing too greedy. So he attached return. I think he drew with all his Gholdengo EX. He bosses up the Kadabra, which requires 2 energy to knock out now, so I'm kind of wasting a little more energy, I would say. But now I'm way behind. Have to dig for that rare candy again. And when he bossed up the Kadabra, I accidentally put my Togepi in my discard pile, as you can see over there. And I don't know why I didn't even notice when I'm looking through here, but I'm just counting my resources. But eventually we did realize it, so don't worry, the game state did not affect anything. It will be back up onto the bench this turn. I eventually realized it. So I grab a Dundunsparce from the Artisan. Then on my deck, we really need this rare candy, guys. We need to start attacking this turn. So first a Dundunsparce here. Let's draw 3. Let's see what we get. We got Lilies, Buddy Hoffman, and a Hilda. So I could Lily for +6 or +8 since I haven't taken a prize card. But I was really greedy this game, guys. I was so greedy. I was like, I already have Alakazam in my hand. I don't want to reshuffle and have all these cards. But I'm just going to be digging more and more here. And I do have a Fez down. And since he already took 2 prizes, it's not worth to put down the Fez. If I was ahead of the game, then yes, I would probably put the Fez down. Like if I was at 4 prizes and he was only at 5, I would definitely put the Fez down so I can knock out this 2 prizer. And then I'll just go another, and then next turn I literally just win by knocking another 2 prizer. But if he's able to knock out a Fez next turn, he's going to be so ahead and there's no way for me to catch up. So we finally got a Kadabra live, +2, a Tulip, and just a Psychic Energy. Not much I can do. So I think I'm still being really greedy. I know I have a Hilda. Yeah, I'm going to Hilda. Yeah, I'm definitely getting the Hilda, I remember here, just to get a Dundunsparce. I am so greedy. I'm getting punished for this for sure. And the Dundunsparce and a Psychic Energy. Psychic Energy, hopefully that's 1 card thin. The Dundunsparce came back out. And now here we go, our last draw. What can we get? Now, this is where I realized, wait, I have a Togepi. Where is it at? And my opponent agreed he didn't knock it out. So I was like, all right, can I put it back? He's like, yep. Board state is now revived. And we did Dundunsparce into literally nothing. We have EXP share, the Dundunsparce, and a boss's order. And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm on a good win streak right now. I'm going to lose to Gholdengo, a fairly good matchup. But we have a Sacred Ash. And we're going to recycle up to 5 energy and add it back to the deck. I do have a Buddy Hoffman. So 2 Abras back to the bench. Now we're here again. We have non-attack in 3 turns. Besides the teleportation attack, which does 10 damage to his bench Gholdengo. I'm attaching an EXP share. I run 2 XP share in this list because we run the enrichment energy. So and Alakazam only needs 1 energy to attack. So since he only needs 1 energy to attack, we put it in the active, of course, as the attacker. EXP share the bench. If it gets knocked out, it goes to the bench, and then we can save the energy attachment per turn to use enrichment energy. And I didn't attack here. I was like, you can take my Abra out. The EXP share would just go back to my bench Abra anyways. I finally have Kadabra set up. Right here, I'm like, please don't boss me up, man. I need this Kadabra to stick. At least that's what I was thinking in my head. But my opponent, Earthen Vessel away. We did talk about it afterwards. I was like, did you run 3 bosses? Because majority of the time for my Dangle list, before the Solrock and Lunatone engine, I only run 3 bosses, but he told me he had 4 bosses. So far he has used 2 bosses. So I'm pretty scared, but in my head I'm like, all right, he only has 1 boss left. And his deck is still somewhat not that thin, but he is thinning it pretty well with all these Earthen Vessels and all the draws per turn. I believe his hand is, at the moment, is fatter than my hand. But yeah, because he's been drawing a lot more per turn than I am. And now he's using his last coin bonus to draw another one. He's digging. Maybe he is digging for the boss to knock out the Abra. Or not the Abra, the Kadabra. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for my Gholdengo Solrock deck list. I've been playing Alakazam. That is why I have not made the deck list video, because I want to test it out to make sure the deck works, and if the list is like decent. I don't want to just like put out whatever list. So I have not touched Gholdengo in a little bit. I've been playing Alakazam all last week, and most likely will be playing it all this week as well. But my opponent knocked me out. No bosses, so I can finally evolve into Alakazam. Now it's time to unleash the spoon. We draw 3 here. Still no rare candy though, guys. At this moment, we don't need the rare candy, but and then I grabbed the energy from the discard pile because I was like, I forgot about the EXP share. He's like, yeah, that's cool. So we put the energy that got knocked out onto my Abra. So now I only have 1 Dundunsparce. And it's time to draw. Hopefully hit a rare candy. We're going to Artisan first to thin out, of course, to get a Dundunsparce. Because right now, the only way we can catch up from this position, because we have not taken a single prize, and he has 3 prizes left, we have to set up Togekiss and hopefully hit heads, right? So now I'm still digging for the rare candy. I think like this whole game is just me digging for rare candies. And we finally hit 1 rare candy in my hand, as you can see. And now I'm going to use the Buddy Hoffin to bring back the Dunsparce for next turn. Always have them ready. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of cards in my hand to knock out the Dango too. And now I evolve Abra into Kadabra. Doesn't really matter what I evolve because we're going to try to evolve all of it. We hit Togekiss and Rare Candy. I did that so fast. I was like, this is what I needed. Put out another EXP share to Abra. So now if we ever hit the enrichment energy in our prizes, we can use it. And now I'm counting, which I remember exactly we had exactly 13, which is 260. So now we roll the dice, which we got a number 4, which is even, and even is heads. Therefore, we took 3 prizes, and just like that, we just caught up with the 1 prizer, and our whole board is 1 prize. So now our opponent was in a winning position until I rolled that dice and hit heads, and now I'm in the winning position. As long as I do not put a 2 prizer down, which I only have 1, which is my Fez, there's no way for him to kind of catch up on the prize race unless he tries to start swinging with the Solrock to try to knock out my Dunsparce. He does have 2 bosses left, since we talked to him afterwards where he said he had 4 bosses total. But regardless, I also have 2 bosses left in my deck as well. So I can always just dig for the 2 boss to boss up the Gholdengo. And at this point, during the last turn, I drew so much where I think my deck is a lot thinner now. So he drew with a 2 in the active. Now he switched to draw 2 more. Before that, he's going to check his resources, see what's going on. Yeah, so here's a draw from the active Gholdengo. And then he has a Solrock now, so now he can finally use Lunatone's ability to discard 1 fighting energy to draw 3 cards. Very busted combination. It's basically the new rating for Ninja, but it just can't be splashed into every deck unless it runs like a fighting energy, if that makes sense. So now my opponent's observing my board. I remember for this turn, I do remember he does have the boss's order, so I think he's trying to figure out what he should knock out. So he's gonna Superior Energy Retrieval here. To discard 2 energy, and you're able to get up to 4 energy back from your discard pile. Gholdengo's favorite item card, I would say. So now you got 1 metal and 3 fighting. The metal is probably just for the attachment. Then he's searching through his hand. I love going against Gholdengo because me and the Gholdengo player will always just have fat hands, like incredible size hands. And then he just bossed up my Togekiss, which makes sense, right? I know he should probably just knock out whatever's in the active, but the chance of me having an Alakazam is pretty high. So if he knocks out my Togekiss, I can't just win straight up next turn if I do land heads again. So that's kind of, in a way, like I said, since my whole board is 1 prize, it's so hard for Gholdengo to catch up in the price race now. Because I would just be swinging the 2 prizes anyways. So now I'm checking. I'm not sure what's going on here. I forgot what happened. But most likely, I'm just going to set up more. I have... Oh, no, I'm playing Lieutenant Surge. Which you ask your opponent if they would like to... Both you and your opponent get to take 1 prize. And if not, you draw 4. And since I'm at 3 prize, if he agree that they both take 1 prize, I would just win by knocking out the Gholdengo. So he said no, which means I get to draw 4 more. And now I can establish my board even more for the following turn. Put down another Dundunsparce. Making sure I don't deck out here. I only have 5 cards left in that, which are my Alakazam and my Kadabras. So I'm shuffling those back. 5 cards left in the deck now. So now I believe I finally hit the Kadabra. So I evolved the Dundunsparce here, but I do not use it because I don't need it at all. I have plenty of cards just in case he happens to have 1 Iono next turn. At least I still have a Dundunsparce. So now I swing for a lot. Taking my 2 prize. We have 1 prize left. My opponent is in a very hard battle because like now he can't really like put up a 1 prizer. And if he puts up a 2 prizer, he knows I can just knock it out. Like look at me like just riffling through my hand right now. That's a big hand. The only outs is if they do run a Iono. But let's see what my opponent has in store for us. So he evolved the bench Dango there. So he's drawing 2 with the front. Both players just drawing wherever they like. Both players, I'm guessing, don't run Iono. I know for sure I don't run Iono because that messes me up. So he puts in the air balloon, which means he gives it free retreat. And now he draw another 2 with the new Gholdengo. And he attached the energy. And then he's using the Lunatone's ability, drawing 3 more. I think he only has 2 cards left in his deck. So he was digging for the Superior, I'm guessing. There was no way he doesn't have all the Superior in his hand already, right? If he only has 2 cards left in the deck. So he's grabbing 4 energy, 1 metal, and 3 rock again, or 3 fighting. I wonder if he has the last boss in his hand. Yeah, I think we're talking it out. He's like, "There's no way I win this, right?" He's like, and I told him the only way is to try to bring up the Dunsparce, just kind of stall and make me retreat. But I just evolve, and that was GG to our opponent. His name is Shane again. Thank you for watching the channel, dude. It was a very close game. It came down to the Togekiss coin flips or dice roll, whatever you want to call it. If I did not land heads, there was no way for me to catch up because next turn he would probably just try to boss up that Togekiss regardless. But yeah, I caught up thanks to the Togekiss. And if you guys enjoy this gameplay, make sure you hit that like button. It really does to help the YouTube algorithm. And check out all my other videos and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you guys. And we'll see you guys in the next one.